Did you see Gronk on the roast of Tom Brady?
So funny.
Oh.
He's hilarious
I
because
couldn't tell if he was dead. I can't tell if he's sober or hammered. At
No,
all
that's
times.
just Gronk, dude.
Yeah.
That's just him.
but he's probably also crushing beers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I think like he was just ripping shots to kill the entire night. Like Kevin Hart's got his brand, and I'm
Seeing
sure they're all
Belichick
doing
take a
it.
tequila shot, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Bro, did you watch that roast?
I did.
That was
we
the
talk about
greatest
it?
thing on
Yeah.
TV in
Yeah.
a long, long time.
Because when I tell you, when I watched it, I was like, I had these high expectations. I would die for Tom Brady. Like I grew up a New England Patriots fan. Like my dad's from Boston. So like Tom Brady has a very large impact on my childhood, like everything. So I heard he was getting roasted. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. This is gonna be amazing. And when I saw Julian Edelman get up there and like did not give a fuck. Like he was awesome. And that's the type of comedy that I like. I want people to toe the line. He came up there, just let it fly, didn't care. And I was like, yes, this is gonna be an amazing show. Like they were crazy. I thought Gronk might have been like one of the worst ones that went, and I
Oh, he
love
was
Gronk.
horrible, but he was so authentically Gronk.
Yeah,
it
it's just
great.
hilarious.
100%. He was the punching bag.
Schultz had me down.
And he said the dumbest joke of all time, and he's like, "I wrote that one."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no shit.
Bill's
Tony-
like Skippy. He's like, no, go back.
Oh,
up.
Tony
Yeah,
Hinchcliffe
Tony
was
Hinchcliffe
for sure the
was
best one.
Unbelievable.
He was great. I thought Nikki Glazer did a great job.
Nicky
too.
Glazer was really good.
Tony Hinchcliffe was amazing. I think.
I didn't see Kim's part. Did you
Oh,
go
it's
up?
awful.
got
She was
booed.
getting booed, bro.
Yeah.
Are her and Tom like the little thing or?
There was rumors. I don't think it's like. I don't know.
Literally, the most out of pocket one was with Tony Hinch, and this was like, I was like, oh, that's almost like over
The
the
whale
line.
joke.
Yeah,
that was
yeah, when he was
aw-
like,
that was
oh,
so
like
good.
he was like, and Ron Burgundy made an appearance. And he's like, talk about a whale's vagina, and then he was like, speaking of which, Kim K's in the audience.
Oh,
He's like, what
I
do you
don't-
say? Like letting a lot of people in her end. So
Yeah, she's like, she's let just as many black guys in her end zone. And I was like, oh my god, she was like trying to laugh, but like
they
also
show,
crying.
yeah, they
I
panned over to her. She's like
yeah.
just so painfully like awkward.
Yeah.
That's the thing when you go to these roasts. Like I really should have tried harder to go to that one and see if
Yeah.
I could meet someone that could get me a ticket somehow. I had some
Yeah.
friends that went. When you go to that roast, like if you're in that front row somewhere and like you're somebody, like you're gonna catch a ricochet shot, like
Yeah.
completely. And Kim K was perfect. Rob, I feel like Gronkowski was just up there to be a punching bag for everyone.
100%.
Everyone made a joke that he's like, oh my god, he writes
They were
a short
taking
book.
Belichick pretty
Yeah,
hard.
Tony Hinchcliffe was. This is like the dumbest joke, but I laughed so hard. He was like happy that Gronk could take a break from writing letters to Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's just like
He's just a
Those
big ass
guys.
kid.
child. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who was there who I wish got a chance to do some
Shane
stuff was
Gillis?
Shane Gillis.
Bro, I
didn't
thought
go
the
up?
same exact
God,
thing.
no.
I
He
saw him in
wasn't
the
going up.
audience for a second. I'm like, why is he not up there?
Yeah, I was hoping he was gonna go. I hoping with Kill Tony he was gonna get like
Yeah.
60 seconds like Dana White, but like, he was one of those people. I was like, ah man, I wish he
Oh,
went up there.
dude, they're roasting Dana White. They're like
yeah.
the
Steal half of
Vince Young
Brazilian's
of
purse.
the
So
Vince
funny.
Young of like humans,
He goes, what was the joke? It was like, oh, I now I
or the
know
Michael
why-
Vick. Why am I
Oh, he's like, yeah. Now I know why
now I
Dana
know why
White's here.
so he can teach Tom how to rip half the bag off of
Or
Brazil.
yeah. How to fuck a Brazilian
How
out
to-
half their
that-
purse
Yeah.
because Giselle's Brazilian.
What did Schultz say about like he put more immigrants in cages than the U.S. government?
Yeah.
It was
And he's
perfect.
got literally like Sean O'Malley and who's the other guy?
Max
saying-
Holloway.
Max Holloway
yeah.
saying they're just like laughing to themselves like, damn.
Dude, I love Max Holloway. You
Oh,
listen to him on Rogan? He's like the most cheerful, like happy guy in the
I
world.
feel like Holloway. Like from my perspective, he was a mid-tier fighter before the last fight.
No,
Bro, Max Holloway is like,
dude.
He always loses when I see him.
He's like the paint. He's like it's like a Peyton Manning Tom Brady relationship.
Yeah.
Where like Peyton would have been that guy if it wasn't for Tom Brady. It was
Who's
just
ahead
like
of Max?
Max Holloway would have been that guy except for Volkanovski.
Oh.
He lost to him like 3 times.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
But he's ran.
He
like,
would always
right
be
up
the
to
main
title
card, and he would
every
always
time.
lose him. Like, this
bro,
guy-
Peyton Manning jokes were so painful. They were like, did you watch him at the end?
No, dude. I actually have only
Talk
just,
about
like,
being
consumed it
nervous,
on
going on
social media. I
stage
need
in
to
front of
watch
all
the
those
whole
people
thing.
and roasting somebody. I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm
Yeah, they
good.
brought
Those
Peyton on
fighters,
right
though.
at the end.
Which like you could tell the people reading the teleprompter, which I love. Like, yeah, there's no way Gronk's gonna sit down and write a joke. That's
No.
like a knock joke for all these people. But
Except for the comedians. And I was listening to Schultz podcast because I was listening to it, and he was talking about how like it's tough going last because you have to think about it. You have all these jokes, like so much of it is the same shit, like
yeah,
divorce with Giselle, that person, because everybody knows who's speaking.
yeah,
So you have like 100 jokes, and by the end of it, you maybe have like 20 that can be used because the same thing wasn't
Yeah.
said prior.
Yeah.
I wish they invited Jesselyn, like, because he was like the OG guy on
Oh,
the
bro.
roast,
yeah.
and he would just rip people to shreds. His was always like the darkest, where it was like super uncomfortable last.
Which I love that humor. And hopefully, like the roast of Tom Brady brings that humor back a little bit because I feel like it's hasn't been that.
It's gotten too
recently.
PC. It's so boring.
Yeah, that was like border like.
Think about
cancel
movies,
culture.
bro. Like there's
Yeah.
been like a Hangover, Super Bad in like 10 years.
Yeah, and
Sad.
that's the shit that makes me laugh the most. Like that's why I love Shane Gillis because he just toes the line. And like I kind of love that style of humor. And like even some of the next Netflix specials I watch now,
You're
like,
like,
I'm like, yeah, it's like good, but it's not really like that edgy comedy, which a lot of people I feel like use.
You
as
can
an
tell they're
outlet.
holding back,
Yeah, and that's why like yesterday, like people weren't holding back.
bro, and it was live.
Yeah,
That was insane.
Edelman's joke about like Jeff Ross. She's like, when people look at me and like they look at me as like, oh, like you're Jewish. They look at Jeff Ross like, oh, no, I kind of get Hamas. Like I want to support
Yeah, I
Hamas.
want to join Hamas.
Like crazy.
That was insane. They look at Jeff Ross and say, now they want to join him.
Yeah.
That was so